T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978, reviewing Transformers Generations Titans Returns Autobot Rewind, who I have been calling Eject for some reason. Somebody must have been calling him that, and that's why I thought that was his name. Eject is his partner, that's him, but blue. But anyway, let's get into the packaging. Here it is. You can see that he is compatible with Autobot Blaster, but he's really going to be compatible with Soundwave too, since Soundwave is just a retool of Blaster. And their cassettes are the same size. You're about to see that in a little bit. Mini Tank rolls out with Autobot Blaster. Yeah, boring. 12 steps, blah blah blah. Here is his nice collector's card. It's about as thick as the packaging. And here we see that he's weak, super slow, very smart, and has a moderate fire blast. Rewind has a lot of strengths and a lot of weaknesses. Strengths, he feels more solid of a toy than Wheelie. Wheelie, oh god. Link in the description. Anyway, one thing I like, it's not supposed to do this, but due to the way that the transformation works, he can look down, which is cool, and he can actually look up. Maybe they did intend that, I don't know. He just has a swiveling head. Shoulders can move up. It's on a ball joint, so there is some play right there with that. Bicep swivel. Elbow. No waist joint. Hips are on the ball joint, so you can do all types of stuff. Legs are on the ball joint, and like the hips, there is some play there. I like that. And of course, there's play in the knees, and they can bend more than 90 degrees. The toe actually does bend up and bend down. Now let's give you another look at him. I love the way he poses and just looks. This just looks like Rewind is supposed to look from G1. I like putting a gun on the side, but of course he can hold it in either hand. But I think it just looks better with how big and blocky his arms are. Let the gun just sit off to the side instead of in his hand looking like a pea shooter. Weaknesses. Let's get into the main weakness of this guy, and I can do this with one hand. Boop. His head just comes right off. It's on a friction peg. So instead of like a mushroom peg or something, or a pin, something that will keep it in there, it just comes out super duper easy. And thus his head is very freaking loose. And I can imagine kids just losing that head just so easy, dropping it on the floor. Another thing I have a problem with aesthetically, it's nice that he has a bicep swivel, but it's a problem that the bicep swivel is also his elbow. I always hate that. And then this doesn't peg into anything, so that's constantly doing stuff like that. Looking at his waist, they could have gave him a mushroom peg waist joint, but they didn't. I can't put too many points against it for that because it is just a Legends class. One thing that's cool, if you pop this out, you can kind of turn his hand into a gun or a missile launcher if you use your imagination. Other things of note, just like Wheelie, depending on what you're doing, the ball joint can come off very easy, but you do have to use a little bit more force than Wheelie, but I did do that by accident trying to pose him. And also the toes, they're not pinned in, so they pop off very easily. I'm not going to do that here. One more thing I almost forgot. Look at his forearms. Filled in, hollow. That is definitely a weird choice there. Here he is next to his Legends class Wavemate. Here he is with another cassette bot or disc bot or rectangular shaped thingamajob that's going to be coming in or going to be compatible with the cassette players. Here's Fall of Cybertron Rewind, who I am so glad I can retire because this thing, ugh. Here is the only blaster I have, Fall of Cybertron Generations Blaster. In the last comparison, Here is Masterpiece Offshoot, who he reminds me of a lot as far as the leg posability and whatnot. In fact, his legs might be a little bit better, and he does have toe articulation. But as far as the arms, I just love the way this guy's arms are designed to look more natural than Rewind's over there. I wish they could have did something with that, but I know they probably couldn't due to the way it transforms. Speaking of transforming, it's quite simple. Pull this off, put it down. Open the chest, flip his head down in there. Go ahead and rotate the legs this way. Pull the arms out the way. Fold that up like that. Peg things together. Then we can go ahead and rotate the arms like this, while the shoulders are facing you like this. And this was what reminds you of the old school transformation. Rotate it this way, rotate it that way. Bring this down, and this little thing slides into there. Bring this down, slide that into there over there. Bring in his weapon again and clamp it around these 2 points right here. And now he's some type of little tank drone thing. I've been using Thingamabob a lot recently. And this wasn't bent at first, but I'll show you what I did to mess that up. Anyway, what I like about these little things, they've been putting fake wheels as landing gear on a lot of bigger figures, but it's cool that they're able to get real working wheels on this guy and this guy here, who I'm going to compare him to, who is Buzzsaw. I don't think I said that in the first comparison, but these are, so far right now, the vehicle options for these little things. But there is another guy, Stripes, who is out now with these guys, and I'm not buying that. I'm sorry. They both have peg points for the Titan Masters, so you could stand them right there, and they can stand there looking silly, just being a big little guy standing on a tank. What benefit does this guy have standing up here? I mean, you would think if he's in tank mode, he's in battle, so this would be just dangerous. But they had to incorporate the Titan Masters into every figure. Now for his third mode, pull this out, slide these out to the side a bit, bring this up like that. Now bring them down in these pegs on the bottom this time. And you fold this out, and those little peg points go into the side right there. And now he is a media device. I don't know whether it's supposed to be a cell phone or a tablet. I would assume it's a cell phone with an OtterBox or some type of case on there so it doesn't break. But this image right here is cool. Let's see if I can zoom into it. Yeah, it is very reflective, so it's kind of hard. One thing I don't like about this mode, this right here does not want to stay pegged together, and that is frustrating. If you wanted to pretend, or if you were a kid and you wanted to pretend, you can put an actual headphone inside of there, headphone jack. It would actually fit in there. And my stickers came out nice and neat, so I like that. For weapon storage, you can put this here, and on mine it doesn't stay in there tight at all, so I don't really like that. I can imagine that popping up. I think they go into blaster a certain type of way where if that dislodged itself, it wouldn't get stuck, but that is frustrating. How I bent the barrel, I tried to transform this, forgetting that I had that in there. I would say maybe that's the problem why this is so loose, but that shouldn't have anything to do with this clipping into here. It's like that's not tight at all, so maybe there's a way to fix that, but I don't know. Here you can see he is roughly the same size as Buzzsaw. So, same thickness and whatnot, same length. So they're both compatible with the cassette players in this line. Problems I mentioned aside, this is a good solid figure. I really like it, and I've been having fun posing it, even though I don't like the way that looks. But only thing you got to be careful about is dropping it, because as you can see, the head popped off. Yours might be better than mine, but that is a possibility. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you're gonna enjoy my wheelie review right there that I did before this, and you're gonna enjoy my Titans Return Blur review I did right there. So make sure you give those a click. Make sure you give the like button a click. Should have did that in the first place. But anyway, subscribe, comment, share. T-Man978 out of here.